TitleMatchNetwork.com.
Then the company, I had seen where, like I said, read between the lines. I had kind of seen where Jim Powers was going with WCW with the change of the booker, and I could see like some handwriting on the wall that, Jim, it was all NWO. Everybody was part of NWO, red, black, I don't know, whatever, colors they had. And I said, well, I don't know that there's, Jim, I don't know what they're going to do much with Jim Powers. So what I did was, they kept me on a pay. They took care of me. They kept me on a payroll for first year was a decent amount of money. Decent. It was good. It was what I needed and then some. And then the next year they dropped the money down. They kept me on a payroll for 2 years. And then after that we settled on a workman's comp thing. And that money's nowhere to be found now. It's gone, pissed away. But, that's the wrestling business. That could be any other business too. It could be a basketball player, baseball player, football player, or even an entertainer.
I guess, how did WCW management change after you arrived? Or did they treat you, the same throughout?
No, when I arrived, they were great. I got taken care of very well. Kevin Sullivan treated me accordingly. I was very happy to be there. It gets back to all that. It was just, it was a pleasure to work for them. And it was very convenient for me living in Orlando just to drive, 15 miles or so to go and for 10 days in a row, shoot at Universal
right.
or shoot at Disney. And then we'd go on the road to Sturgis. And, on the road stuff there wasn't too much on the road. But, wherever they went, they were kicking ass for what? It was 80-something weeks, 83 or 86 weeks. It was great. And their Nitro was just fantastic. There was something now that if I look at an old Nitro tape, there's something different about it. It almost seems more raw than raw.
I was going to ask you, what was the difference in a Monday Night Nitro production as opposed to Raw? How would you compare the two?
At the time or currently?
At the time.
At the time, Nitro was kicking their ass. At production, everything they did, they were just pissing all over WWF. It's apparent by the ratings. It was a 3-hour show. That was unheard of. And it was a 3-hour show, and every match, there were good matches. Everything was good. The production was good. They had the top talent in the world. They had Hogan, they had Nash, they had Hall. They kept bringing in talent. Everyone was jumping ship.
Did you see a lot of the political battles backstage with like Hall and Nash against Hogan's clique and Goldberg?
No. I kind of got the impression everyone, because when Hulk turned, I was there. It was July 7th. It was the night before I met my wife. I'll never forget it. We was in Daytona Beach,
right?
And I don't know if it was a pay-per-view. Was it a pay-per-view?
Bash
at the Beach,
yeah.
Right? It was Bash at the Beach, and me and Hugh Morris had a dark match, and it was like supposed to be a secret, like who this guy was going to show up. It was a limo was parked in the building the whole night. Nobody ever came out of the damn limo, and there was we were speculating. So him and I being marks, we're both actually from the same town. Hugh and I, we grew up in the same town in New Jersey, but we said we'll hang out. What do we got to do anyway? We'll hang out. So we hung out the whole fucking night, watched the show, and it was a tremendous show. And who comes out? Hogan. Just hits the fucking ring and does a thing. And then after the finish and after they did all that shit and everything, when the match was over, I never seen so much garbage and shit flying. I haven't been to an ECW show. I'm sure there's a whole lot more garbage in there, but they were throwing shit in the ring. And if anyone's seen that show, they know what I'm talking about. You and I, we were running to the car to get out of the damn parking lot because people were just losing it.
Right.
It was Hulk Hogan, say your prayers, eat your vitamins, brother, it was good.
Did you, did you have any pressure against you to work hurt at all when you were hurt?
No, they're not going to pressure you to work hurt, but if you don't work, you don't get paid.
Right. Did you feel pressure by, yourself?
I worked a lot. I worked while my ankle was broken. I had a match, because, if you're not working, you're not getting paid. That's the way it was. And if you don't work for any length of time, it's out of sight, out of mind in wrestling.
Right.
So why bring him back? We've been doing fine without him. So you're just lucky, and you're fortunate to be there, and you don't want to stay out for any length of time, and then try to come back because they may say, well, we don't need you now. And that was what my fear was when I got injured in '98, in August of '98, because if I said, well, are they going to take me back, or do I just take this workman's comp money because I could read between the lines and see where Jim Powers was going? I said, well, let me take the money and run.